Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. It's Rock and Roll Spot coming at you with a Building the Team Sealed Event Special Edition. So, earlier tonight, played in month 1 of the Marvel HeroClix X-Men Regenesis Sealed Event. Now, this works a little differently from a normal sealed event. With it being a storyline event, the way this works is each month, players buy at that event 3 gravity feed boosters, which are single figure. They then crack those open, see what they get. They're allowed to trade one figure with one other player, and then build their team. Now, in month 1, it's you build your team with what you got and or traded for. Month 2 and month 3, you are, however, allowed to utilize the figures you pulled in month 1 and month 2. So, anywho, the backstory of Regenesis is it's more or less based on the X-Men Schism storyline from a few years back, which it's basically Civil War, X-Men only. Wolverine and Cyclops have a disagreement over how things should be done, and it comes to blows. And when all is said and done, Wolverine and about half the X-Men go back and rebuild what was the Xavier School, renaming it the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, with Wolverine as the headmaster. And Cyclops and the X-Men loyal to him stay at the X-Men's Utopia base off the coast of San Francisco. And yeah, it basically just led to 2 groups of X books that didn't really interact with one another. Anywho, so what I pulled and what I ran. Well, to be perfectly honest, I ran the exact same. The figures that I ran are the figures I pulled. Now, these are done a little bit differently from normal figures. You might notice each one having a yellow base rather than black. There are also blue base ones for Cyclops, for those loyal to Cyclops. So, now every figure in this set has the X-Men keyword, so you can't. Building a theme team is not hard. Usually, that's the biggest problem in a sealed event. I think WizKids took some took some pointers from the Civil War set as well and incorporated it into this. But so every figure has the X-Men keyword, so you can play them together no matter what. So if in your polls you get 1 Jean Grey School figure and 1 Utopia figure, they can still be used together. And you can still get your theme bonuses and all that fun stuff. However, if you run either a Utopia team or a Jean Grey School for Higher Learning team, you get each figure gets additional bonuses. So let's look at the 3 figures I pulled. First off, we've got Beast. Beast here comes in at either 70 points or 40 points. Because we're set at 200 points, I ran him on his 40-point dial. He has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Avengers, Defenders, Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, X-Men, Animal, and Scientist keywords, and he has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindered terrain. Now, on the regular side, which would be for utilizing if you were just to run a regular X-Men theme, you've got two traits. First off is I Stand with Wolverine. At the beginning of the game, if Beast is part of a Jean Grey School for Higher Learning theme team, replace this character card with the 5.1 character card. The other one is Letting the Beast Out. Free action. Choose one. Outwit or Battle Fury and modify Beast combat values by 1, or by +1. Beast can use the chosen effects until your next turn. Okay. Now, the difference with Beasts is on the .1 side, we don't have the I Stand with Wolverine trait, obviously, and but we do have the Letting the Beast Out trait. So, Letting the Beast now on the .1 side is free. Choose one. Outwit and Perplex, or Battle Fury and Willpower, and modify Beast combat values by +1. Okay, alright. Looking at the dial itself, we open up with a couple clicks of charge, followed by a click of sidestep. Back to a couple, then what would be the beginning of the 40-point dial. A couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, we open up with Quake, followed by Precision Strike, followed by Blades Claw's Fangs. Then back to Quake, Precision Strike, and a couple clicks of Blades Claw's Fangs. Defensively speaking, we open up with both points. We open up with Super Senses, which then gives way to a few clicks of combat reflexes. Now the dials themselves don't change. It's more just what is granted by traits and or special powers. Next up, we've got Gambit. This is actually the first Gambit figure we have had in a very long time. So, Gambit comes in at either 80 points or 50 points. And like I mentioned, I ran him at 50 points because because of being a 200 point team as opposed to 300. He has the X-Men team ability as well as the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, Marauders, X-Men, and Spy keywords, and improved movement ignores hindering terrain. He has the I Stand with Wolverine trait. We've got another trait, Thieves Guild training, sidestep and stealth. On the .1 side, same thing. Well, no I Stand with Wolverine. Thieves Guild training, sidestep and stealth. Looking at the dial, we open up with Running Shot, followed by a click of Charge, back to Running Shot, then Charge, then a few clicks of Force Blast. Now here's where we get the change. On the normal side, on attack, we have a special power. Let me show you a little trick. As a free action, choose one. Energy Explosion and Force Blast, or Quake and Giant Reach 2. Gambit can use the chosen effects this turn. On the .1 side, he has all of it. Energy Explosion, Force Blast, Quake, and Giant Reach 2. All at once. Very useful. Then on defense, we've got Energy Deflection, followed by Combat Reflexes. Back to Energy Deflection, then back to Combat Reflexes, and then a couple clicks of Toughness. On damage, we open up with a few clicks of Perplex, and at the end we get a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. Not too shabby. Finally, we have Rachel Summers, also known as Phoenix, Marvel Girl, and Prestige. I actually really dig the Prestige code name for her. Anywho, Rachel comes in at 100 points or 50 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the Excalibur, Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, Phoenix Force, Starjammers, X-Men, and Future keywords. Ooh. On her regular side, we got I Stand with Wolverine, as well as the trait Unleash the Power of the Phoenix. Now, on the regular side, we've got, it works like this: Telekinesis. And telekinesis is free, but only if Rachel Summers was targeted with an attack since your last turn. Okay. On the .1 side, it's telekinesis, and then telekinesis is a free action. Period. Just no free action. Meaning, yes, she can use telekinesis twice in a turn. Then looking at the dial, we open up with a click of hypersonic speed. We get a couple clicks of running shot. Back to hypersonic, then a click of running shot, then a couple clicks of sidestep. On defense, we open up with a special power telekinetic shield. Okay, that's the same on both, which grants her energy shield deflection, toughness, and willpower. Then after that, we get a couple clicks of energy shield deflection, back to telekinetic shield, and then a few clicks of just regular energy shield deflection. Sadly, I did not do as well as I would have hoped with this team. Bad dice rolls. A lot, nothing catastrophic, but there would be attacks where like, oh, I missed by just one. So yeah, I'm hoping to do better in months 2 and 3. As for last week, we ended up going with the Inhumans team. Could have done a little bit better. Last round especially, when I basically walked right into a bottleneck, and yeah, and early on as well. Anywho, that's it for now. We got a Mutant Monday video coming up later on. A regular building a team video later on in the week. The weekly comic book roundup. We also got a movie review for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and a few other goodies. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Comment with always feel free to comment. Leave some kind of comment for me. I do read them. There aren't that many usually, so. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.